Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Underworld. He made his first appearance in the self-titled Underworld, issue number 1, that was released in February of 2006. His complete name is Jack, or Jackie Dio, and he's a New York-born assassin that stands 6 feet tall and weighs 175 pounds, having blue eyes and black hair. Now, Underworld is what's known as an enhanced human, not quite being superhuman, but achieving peak normal human abilities. And this is due to him being exposed to a gaseous version of the Super-Soldier Serum known as SSS.2. In turn, he was granted peak human strength, being able to lift at least 800 pounds, while also being able to run at a top speed of around 30 miles per hour, while being able to maintain peak exertion for about 1 hour, meaning that his stamina was also increased. He's also slightly more durable than your average human, being able to take quite a beating, not to mention having peak human mental abilities, not only having a perfect photographic memory, but also having peak reaction times, which means that his agility and reflexes are enhanced as well, with it being noted that he can actually dodge bullets at relatively close range. To go on, he was also granted a moderate healing factor at a later point in his career, with him being injected with an experimental healing factor serum by a mysterious doctor. And to top it all off, Underworld also has formidable hand-to-hand combat skills, not to mention formidable marksmanship and being a very good tracker. However, his enhancements is not all that he's working with, because Underworld has also gained special sunglasses that use extremely advanced tech that allow him to track bullets that he fires from his gun, as well as scan targets for weaknesses while having other forms of vision as well, such as night vision and infrared vision. He also has a nigh invulnerable titanium-laced trench coat, and this greatly increases his natural durability. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, he also loves the access he has to adamantium bullets, meaning that he can basically shoot through anything. Now, even from a very young age, Jack Dio is a man that was steeped with a long criminal history. Even as a teenager, he worked for Silvermane, a prominent crime lord in his area, alongside his father. But after witnessing his father's demise and a fight with a superpowered foe, Jack's resentment towards those that have superpowers would be solidified. This would also lead to him having a strained relationship with his brother Vince, who favored incorporating superpowered criminals into their operations. And Jack's early bad fortunes would only culminate with him being the only survivor from his crew from a brutal attack by the Punisher. Subsequent to this, we'd see the bond between Jack and Vince become even more fractured. This leads to Vince actually attempting to kill his brother Jack using Hydra assassins, but this attempt would fail, with Jack retaliating by beating Vince to a pulp and leaving him injured but alive, honoring a promise that he made to his father to protect his brother. Jack would then decide to just banish his brother from New York. After this though, we'd see that fate would deal him another blow when his best friend Joey D would be taken out by Hammerhead over a petty debt. Being filled with rage, Jack would seek out revenge for his friend, but his path would be interrupted by a cleverly orchestrated trap set by Vince. This would lead to Jack being defeated by Spider-Man and being sentenced to 10 years in prison. However, upon his eventual release, Jack would seek work from his former boss, Silvermane, only to find him as a bedridden and broken down cyborg. Nevertheless, he would be directed to the Owl for employment, and this would lead him to a shocking truth, which was that his brother was now a supervillain named Mr. Pain, and he held a high position within the organization he was seeking work from. So when Vince walked into their meeting, being fueled by revenge, he would then beat Jack and banish him from New York. This setback would lead Jack to a rundown area where he'd be seeking out medical assistance. There, he would encounter a mysterious doctor who was willing to help, although he'd be unaware of the events that were about to unfold. You see, the doctor, who was working for a shadowy figure known as the Consultant, would expose Jack to a gaseous variant of the Super-Soldier Serum, like I stated earlier, named SSS.2. This unexpected encounter would grant Jack peak human abilities. It would also be this same doctor that would equip Jack with advanced technology, like indestructible sight-enhancing glasses, as well as advanced tracking smart guns that fired adamantium bullets. However, Jack's initial foray into crime as a vigilante ended poorly, with him being defeated quite handily by the combined efforts of Boomerang and Grizzly. Yet, his resilience allowed him to escape and seek further upgrades from the Mechanic, who was another alias of the Consultant. Now, with enhanced weaponry and training, Jack launched a successful assault on Boomerang and Grizzly. However, his newfound power and skill attracted unwanted attention, because the Punisher, ever vigilant, attacked Jack, leading to a police shootout and another hospitalization for our villain. Nevertheless, we'd see Jack awaken to the exact same doctor who treated him earlier. And Jack would also learn a shocking truth, which is that the Consultant had orchestrated everything, manipulating Jack into a weapon to be used against his brother, who, by the way, had refused to pay his bill for the superhuman upgrades he received. So we then see that in exchange for saving Jack's life with a healing factor serum, the Consultant demanded that he take out Mr. Payne, aka Vince, his own brother. Now it's worth noting that Jack had not asked for any of these upgrades. They were literally just given to him. But when we see that the hospital that he and the doctor were in were attacked by supervillains sent by his own brother, Jack would be fueled by vengeance to seek out and confront his brother. The ensuing battle would ultimately culminate in Underworld taking out his brother with a shot to the head. However, the Consultant wasn't done, because he revealed his true motivations and manipulations, leaving Underworld indebted with a bill for quote-unquote services rendered. So although Jack had never asked for these upgrades and they were forced upon him, he would be faced with a choice: to pay the debt or suffer the same fate of his brother. That being said, Underworld would embrace his criminal identity and resort to theft and murder to settle this debt. Underworld's path further entangled him with familiar foes, because he would then seemingly join forces with Hammerhead, his former enemy, going as far as to help him build a criminal syndicate. However, this alliance was just a facade, because Underworld, still harboring a grudge for Joey D's death, would ultimately betray and kill Hammerhead, revealing that his allegiance was actually to the Kingpin, whom Hammerhead was trying to take territory from. This ruthless act alone would cement Underworld's place as a formidable figure in the criminal quote-unquote underworld, with his life so far being completely marked by loss, manipulation, and a thirst for revenge. Now, for his abilities and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Underworld a rating of 5, which is an enigmatic rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.